Greetings and salutations, my fellow Entropians. It's that time for... Oh my god. Really? Is the fish and cooking market about to crash? Let's talk about it. Let's yell about it. Let's blame people. Let's name and shame. Is it you? Did you do it? Did you crash the market? Was it you? I know it was you. You've jumped on right as I'm about to wind down for bed, so I have to lurk with your channel tonight. Have a good stream. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Alright. Make magic, baby. Are we making magic? We're gonna make some magic. We're gonna make some movie magic. Alright, yeah, that's right. Word up. Hey, how's it going? Oh boy. Well, first off, let's talk about me for just a quick second. So we got 772 ped right now. We have sold some cooking blueprints. Look, there is bottlenecks throughout the entire whole neck of the woods. A lot of people are like, cooking stoves are way too expensive. I'm not buying one until prices go down. Well, guess what? I have cooking stoves. I tried to sell some for my cost, and some people are still lowering their stuff because I guess they're doing well. Because I haven't really been selling anything other than blueprints and a few stoves. We actually have a stove, a 103 up, bid only, for the next 5 hours on the auction house right now that you can get a hold of, but it's already up to 200 some ped, so I don't know. But we're selling off a food grade plastic 83 quality rating. This is one of the starter blueprints, but it's been used, which is not a bad thing. Especially, you won't have to cycle through a lot of losses. It's at like 90 some percent success rate. So I threw that up, seeing if somebody wanted it. But I still got my 100% quality rating one. I just wanted to do an extra one just to maybe help somebody out. I don't know. But we managed to sell a spicy sauce recipe version 1 for 200 ped. So that put us up in a little bit of money today. We also sold a Vita Boost for 175 ped. Look, it's bid only, starting value at 1. After that point, it's like, it's whatever you guys want to give me. Listen, I'm not being too greedy about it. I'm not putting it up for like 1,225 ped, right? Like, some people are asking for that. I'm like, here, give me something. I need something. If you want me to keep buying stuff, you're gonna have to give me something. Because I'm broke. I am absolutely broke. I'm so broke. We have sold off a grip of shares just to make sure the market was at least greasy enough to at least give some people some money. And you know my rules, I only really buy, for the most part, off the auction house. Now there are some exceptions where I will do player-to-player trades, and most of the time it's usually done with my sock mates, which we have been trading them spool for fish and scraps. So there's that. But yesterday, it was like the moment where it's like, oh gosh, spool is now worth more than fish scraps, and fish oil looks like it's going that direction too. So yeah, it's a little bit scary out there, man. So I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, we've sold off a grip of shares. It's going to take me a while to financially recover from this, but I'm okay with it. Like, I know exactly what the system is all about. And I don't know if you guys know this, but cooking and fishing, it's supposed to bridge the gap between free-to-play and making the free-to-play actually cycle a little bit more. But they're just using it as a I want to sell my bait fish. It's all I want to do. I just want to sell bait fish. Hey, you got some pet for my bait fish? And, you know, unless they actually manage to get one of the starter poles, not the Satesh one, but like the actual ones that we sell at my shop, right? For cheap, for super cheap. They should be cycling at least a little bit. But no, more bait fish, more bait fish, more bait fish, and just pure extraction of money. So, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it is what it is. But once you start adding your fishing bot and just start promoting, hey, you can always make extra alts, and you can use this fishing bot. And you can just bait fish and just make free ped. Free ped. You do understand where this free ped is coming from, right? It's coming from players that actually put money in the game. And if you think that we do not see this and get a little bit pissed off about it, well, that free ped gonna dry up pretty fucking quick. Frostbite, you are absolutely right. They are. Listen, I am 100% pretty sure that Mindark is going to do something about this. I'm pretty sure they have been. They just need to be able to accept reports and stuff like that, visualize, see if it's actually happening. Then, you know, they can't just like ban random people, you know? But, you know, if they see that they're actually botting, then yeah, I mean, and I'm pretty sure they will. But there is all sorts of fuckery afoot in the auction house, and in the player-to-player trading. I can only assume that. I haven't actually been around a lot of player-to-player trading, because I've been mostly just sitting behind a freaking stove for days. Y'all wondering, oh, I wish Lords would stream. Like, yeah, I wish I could stream too. I've just been cooking this entire time. Just cooking. Just non-stop cooking. Ask anybody. Where's Lors? He's cooking. He's at his shop. He's at his apartment. Actually, he's at NTI, the island in the middle of the lake, cooking and fishing at the same time. Yeah, that's a thing. We might actually do that. But we got a Vita Boost recipe right here. That's, I guess, 7 hours left. It's at 7 ped. Ooh, in this strash life. Yeah, he was talking to Bunker about how the fishing and cooking is just nothing but pure profit. I got a little bit of something to say about all that, but listen. To be completely honest, it is. It is a lot of profit involved, but I don't think you guys understand the relative nature of how this cooking thing's going to actually work, right? And I'm starting to see it, and let me explain something to you. All right, so you got your food grade plastic, and I've been clicking this almost non-stop. Like non-stop. Like most of my stuff is food grade plastic. And the sad thing is I cannot get food grade plastic 2 to drop. I can't get 3 to drop. I'm bottlenecked out because of microbial. These antimicrobial coatings and stuff right here. I'm at 68 quality rating on version 2 and 64 on version 4 or 2 or 1, whatever numbers and stuff. I am lucky enough to have version 2. This right here is what's going to drop you your stoves of 106 variety. Well, actually 109 variety. I haven't gotten any 106s. I had to buy my 106. But if it wasn't for my 106, I wouldn't have got my 109s. So I don't know. But I did buy that after having a 103. The 103 will last you a little while, and then it's time to upgrade. But if you ain't got a 106 or a 109, I mean, the 103s are kind of going for cheap, but I don't know for how much longer. But I managed to get some 103s off the Coding 1. Here's the problem with it. Take a look at this copper right here. I was buying it at 150%. Okay? I've been like not buying it and not clicking it because that's really expensive. But let's take a look. Copper ingot prices for the week is 145, which, yeah, I mean, look at the top though. For the last week, it's been stabilized at 140s, which is still astronomical considering that it used to be like really cheap. Thank God I did some space mining and had a nice stack of copper up on Eris that I did drag down and use. But if you take a look at this, it peaked all the way up to the 50s, even to the 60s, really. Some at 169, 70. Somebody spent 70 ped. Well, not 70. They got 70 ped worth of copper for 169. That's absolutely insane. But this right here, like, this is why these stove prices are astronomical. This right here. Whoever's selling the copper. And I know that a lot of the people that are undercut, you guys are saints. I'm not gonna lie. This price needs to fucking go down. Like, seriously, it really does. And I thank you for like actually taking it down. But it's I just can't justify clicking this anymore. Because I'm broke, actually. That's why I can't justify. I got this much amount of ped, which, I don't know. I mean, fishing has boosted the market. I mean, it definitely has boosted the market. But that said, I mean, some of its price gougery. Let's just take another little long look at some price gougery. Food container 1. Here is a big, huge problem. Lethal Jew Girl Saint. Nice. 50 food container 1s for 200 ped. Large food container. 25 for 110. Let's just go into some of the. I'm not even gonna look at the bids right there, but what is this? Food container blueprint. Let's see. We got 5. Maybe you might get some food containers. Maybe you might not get any food containers for 29 ped for 5. That's like 3 food containers at the minimum on a success per click. So I don't know. I mean, you might get lucky and get a few extra. Like I've seen it go up to like 33 for 1 click, but like honestly, I don't know, man. But here, this is the bottleneck right here, and it's what we got right here. We got Kilasuka 30 for almost 269. Cool, man, cool. How much do you expect us to buy and sell this food for when the food containers are like this? Okay, I mean, whatever, man. Like, cool. Like, y'all can sit on that shit and spin. To be completely fair, y'all can sit on that shit and spin endlessly. You can like eat up that fee every time every week somebody doesn't buy that. But another big problem that's going on is the fact that because there's nobody using them because they're all in the market for extremely high prices, it's barely dropping anymore. from food grade plastic, and it's driving me crazy. You're talking like 2,000 clicks, and you might get one. You might get one blueprint for a food container. Yeah, dude, crazy. I mean, some people are buying them though. That's half the problem, but the other half of the problem is it's not dropping, and it needs to start dropping, because there is no other sink out other than selling your cooking materials, other than to actually try to sell the actual finished product, which is the food. And I can't sell food unless I get more food containers, so I am bottlenecked to the nth degree. And not only that, has anybody actually found the Chud snapper yet? Because I got the blueprint to craft the auto loot food for 1 hour. All I need is the Chud snapper and some food containers, actually. I don't know which one's rare, the food container or the freaking Chud snapper. I don't know which one, but geez. But naming and shaming, we're just going to go with that. Now let's take a look at even deeper into like the fish oil market. All right. Here we have Hank McHammer. Hank McHammer with 100. So he's wanting 300, 290 ped, almost 300 ped. Bottom of the barrel bid right there. Looks like somebody's cashing out. Igar, Chromas Guck, Raindrop Morning. I mean, some of these are like, they're not bad sells right here, but it just seems like people are going and pushing down the market even further. But let's go ahead and pull it up. All right, we got that. Let's go ahead and pull up fish scrap. Fish scrap. Oh, look at this. 250% for 100. All right, that's a new name I haven't seen. And they even got a min bid down that's so freaking low. But look, that's fish scrap. And let's just go ahead and pull up the other side of the coin. Boom. Spool sells. All right, so you're Natasha Nova Venom. Hey. Wow. Just take a little looky gander at this. So if you buy your spool cell and then you get your fish scrap, you're gonna have to try to sell your fish at something decent, because you're not gonna be able to sell your fish scrap. You're at a loss at this moment. Now, if you can turn your fish scrap into some actual oil, then you might do good for yourself, and then you'll have some fish left over, no fish scrap. But what we have here is a downward pressure. Let's just take a look right here. Who's this? Image ZZ Marshall dropping down a huge fish scrap cell. I mean, 573. I mean, I have about that much fish scrap in my storage. Almost. But the thing is, when it comes down to me, whenever I grab something, I accumulate it and I don't let it go until I find a use for it. Because putting it up on the open market and trying to liquidate, what that basically tells me is you're out. You're going to take the money and you're dipping out. You're done. Right? Like, that's what that tells me. So that's what it looks like. Now, that being said, that might not actually be the truth. I haven't really done too much research, but I've done just enough to know that, let's see. Let's just go ahead and go into the blueprints for cooking. Let's look up the orders. Come on, give me something good here. No. Okay, yeah. Look at the orders. Now, let's go to available really quick. All right, so we got food grade plastic from residue oil blueprint. It takes 5,000 fish scrap and 100 fish oil. And I'm going to assume that this is broken because it doesn't give like plastic. It just gives fish scrap back or something. I don't know. But for some reason, I'm seeing people actually get globals for fish scrap. Which is really kind of odd. Let me see if I can't pull that up. Because I know somebody did. Let me look. Let me look. It seems that we can go right here. All right, so let's do antimicrobial coating. Okay, cool. So we got antimicrobial coating. Oh wow, looks like I'm number one. I'm number one in antimicrobial coating blue like clicks. That's crazy. I did not even know. That's crazy. Like in the last 90 days, I'm like number one. How about that? That's absolutely nuts. Let's take a look at Hank. Oh man, he's got a lot of discoveries. But let's look right here. Fish scrap for 65. Food grade plastic for 101. Maybe that's what that is. But how are they getting the fish scrap? Is that like some sort of like weird like blueprint that I don't know nothing about? Fish sauce, swordfish. Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay, story man. Okay, who else can we look up really quick? Who has all the? Okay, so Hank has all the fish scraps, and Nanashana has some fish scraps as well. But what is actually? How are they getting it? What blueprint? What like is it like? I don't know. I don't know, but I find it quite the weird, right? I find it quite the weird that what we have here is I don't know. We have such pressure coming down on the fish scrap market due to this. Let's see if this person, Valder and or Shadowblood, they're not on the fish scrap leaderboard, so this is probably good fish scrap. But you take a look at, I actually don't even see. Yeah, I don't see image on the fish scrap. So this is probably all fish scrap that was bought, most likely, from other players. So that might be a good thing. That actually might be a good thing. And I mean, he's gonna cash out. That's fine. But you take a look at some of the others. Like I don't know. You ain't got nothing on that. I don't know. I just don't know. I see him all the time over at NTI doing his thing, but it's just it worries me just a little bit that some of these crafting recipes have the ability to tank the market so much. And that also includes the spool cell. Well, I know that everybody wants to try to lower some costs and stuff like that, but when it comes down to the spool, like, has it? Because you do the clicks with the 50 bait fish, and then you know you might get more than you wanted or whatnot, but the price doesn't go down. Like, you're kind of keeping it right where it's at, and that means that, you know, when you go ahead and get that much spool cell, like, I don't know. I mean, the only way to stabilize the market is if the spool cell gets cheaper. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's like, is it going to? Probably not. Least on the market. Maybe off market, player to player trading, it might go a little bit lower, but crash, no stabilize, yes. Oversupply, yes. When we lose more Fisher and people stop clicking for blueprints, it will recover a bit. I don't know. I don't know. Stabilizing, it's going down. It does need to go down, right? But when you have such selling pressure off of some stuff that's actually being crafted instead of actually being fished, it's kind of a little bit extra painful. Now, the thing is, like, I think when there's more cooks, when the prices actually start to settle down just a little bit, when there's more cooks, which I don't think we have a lot of cooks. And yes, there are a lot of people trying to click for blueprints. But in some cases, you kind of gotta click for those blueprints. You kind of gotta click that plastic just to try to get the food containers, but the food container blueprints are not dropping very well. And yeah, we got some OC 10s in the shop right now. Hell, we're at the shop. I can check. We're literally right here. We have two. We have two right now. Frostbite says, I don't see spools going below 200%, to be honest, but I could be wrong. Now, here's the thing. Now, we got a lot of people out there bait fit. Now, here's something that I found that's, like, absolutely groundbreaking. Bait fishing is part of Fish Looter. Right? So, if you want to be a good fisherman without having to pick the codex all the time, you're gonna have to bait fish or buy some bait fish skill. Either or, right? But if you bait fish your own spool, which you probably should, you could. It doesn't matter where the market goes. You're in a very huge profit. That's just super profit right there. Absolutely super profit. And not only that, you're getting your fish looter up, which means that you can potentially get more scrap. Hell, we might see a lot more fishing globals. But this is why I kept saying, you know, it might be pretty important for you bait fishers to stop bait fishing and actually go out and reel fish. And it's like no one listened to me. Like, bro. You're number one for Foul Guardian for single highest last 90 days. That's nice. But yeah, if somebody is coming into the game, and I think, listen, the fish market might crash a little bit. And when I say crash, I'm talking like some of the big money is going to exit. Right, they're going to dip the fuck out because the margins are not going to be there. In fact, the margins keep closing. They just keep closing. And the only people that are really going to actually do well in the fish market are the bait fishers. And the people that actually bait fish for their own spool. Right? Yeah, either craft your basic stuff and just keep going. Granny says a lot of people are quitting. I'm slowing down a bit, but I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting either. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not going to spend $1,000 ped or $100 on a blueprint that I can easily click myself to get. And I'm not gonna call it sunken cost. Listen, I know exactly what I did when I was buying on the way down, right? I was mostly just providing some extra liquidity, some extra profits, just to keep people fishing for as long as they possibly could, and making sure, like, I look at the names. Like, if I don't know you, I might not have bought from you, but if you were the lowest person that was selling, I'd be like, sure, let's just do it. And then I just buy like tranches all the way down to a certain price point, and I'm like, all right, we're good, and just keep crafting. But I don't know. I mean, I just can't keep doing that, because I mean, I'm just burning through money and giving a lot. Grady says, I appreciate you, Lores. I've also supplied a ton of economic petties. Hell yeah. To the lore, hell yeah. Absolutely. Like, I mean, when we first came into the market, it was 5 ped for bait fish per 100. And it was paid mostly straight to the bait fisher. And then we paid essentially like 500% for a bunch of spool to clear up the market just a little bit. And then we've been using that spool to buy more fish, to buy more scrap and stuff like that, and do a little bit of fishing. But then it was mostly, I'm just going to buy fish oil. That's it. Just fish oil, fish oil, fish oil, fish oil. And then I started to accumulate a lot of fish through my sock with my spool. So I was like, all right, now I gotta buy some fish scrap. All right, buy like 1,000 ped of fish scrap and just use some of it. And then I went to go and we got the fish sauce recipe, which we are sitting at 79% quality rating on this, right? And which, this is a huge one. This right here might actually change the name of the game really quick, though. This might be our saving grace right here. This might actually be what saves the entire fish market right here, is fish sauce. Because you need codfish, carp, eel, tuna, all the named fish oils. They need all the named fish oils, right? To include swordfish oil. Swordfish oil is way too expensive. I should know, because I've been buying a ton of it. I mean, look, I'm at 79 quality rating. Of course I was the guy buying it at 1,000% and more. Right? That was probably me that has been buying the vast majority of swordfish oil. There's a forum post from someone saying Mindark said it's okay to make alts and keep doing the starter mission over making 60 ped each alt, and he said he had 1,000 alts. I think no way. I think, yeah, you do realize that the forums are on fire right now. So that little troll bacon doesn't work because the forums are defunct right now. They don't exist. There was a fire at the data center. Quit spreading misinformation. But, I mean, there was like a actual YouTube video that's basically saying all of that. Here's my fish bot. You can use it on your alts to make free ped. Like, no, you can't, because I'm not giving you any. Like, we know the difference. Like, we know the score. Like, people that we see every day and have seen every day that will talk to you while at the sweat circles, swunt circles, and wherever there's free to play stuff and they're actually actively playing the game. We know those guys. AFD 123 player or whatever, or anything that looks like a bot, sounds like a bot, moves like a bot, is a bot. We don't know who that person is. They're just new. And in some cases, like, we do have some new players. Like, there is a difference. And some of those players, they're like, yeah. And I honestly, like, I don't mind giving people money. I don't care if you want to buy a new PC, extract some money out of the game and stuff like that. As long as you're actually actively playing and not botting. If you're botting, like, you're gonna get banned anyway. But if you're actively playing the game and you're, like, you know, trying to have a little fun and make a little money, you know, that's fine. You can do whatever you want with your money. You earned it. But when it comes down to, you know, being an alt of an alt of an alt, botting and botting and botting, yeah, that money should not go to you at all. And of course, you know, some people are going to use that as a means to undercut the market at a profit. You will only get banned for botting if you ain't in the chosen sock. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like, yo, I'm not saying, you know, congratulations on all the discoveries, but what the fuck? Actually, like, all of them? Like, all of them? Really? Almost all of them? I got a few of my own discoveries, but I think it's a bigger deal when I make one, because it's like, oh crap, I found something they didn't. Ain't that something? Let's do some spicy sauce. Pike fish. Lure discoveries are rigged too. Yeah, there's a lot in the market that's just way too expensive, my dudes. Like, listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You know how, like, I've been saying that this is supposed to be a high markup, like, system, right? If it's high markup, you know, that's good in a way, unless you look at it and it's like, that's too expensive. Because a lot of people, they only see the TT cost of it all. Which, unfortunately, the TT cost of it all, like, there's going to have to be some money pumped in. There's going to have to be at least some sort of markup to encourage people to actually do the activity. And that's why we're at such a really weird spot with, you know, the spool, the fish oil, and the fish scrap, right? We've seen it steadily just go down, and now it's like really just reaching and going under. The fish oil is going under the spool cell, which is okay. The only thing that's gonna really get that out is the actual, like, pike fish oil. That the named fish oils, right? It should be where the money is, and fish oil is just a cooking ingredient, right? Fish oil should not be getting squeezed out of named fish oil after this point, right? And like, at first, yes, just to get the cooks where they need to be, but now, no. Okay, now it's going to be all about the named fish oils. And the reason for that is the fish sauce recipe. If we can get more fish sauce recipes out there that actually hit on every single fish sauce, all the named fish oils should go up a little bit. But here's the big problem. Some of those oils need to come down. Swordfish oil needs to come down. Sturgeon has been going down, because I've put a full stop on buying all the fish oils, the named fish oils, for right now, to see about trying to get the prices on it kind of low. But I've also released a few fish sauce recipes into the public through bid only. So it's like, we'll see how people want to respond to that. But the other side of the coin is there's no investment at all in the cooking materials. Not one bit. There's not one. Like, if you want the, once you get a cooking material, like, you better hold on to it, because there's no market. And there's not going to be any market for any of the cooking materials until the boxes come down in price, the food containers. Once those food containers go down in price, then we'll start seeing some movement in the cooking materials. But it's extremely bottlenecked and hoarded by players that really want to just make a lot of money. And no. Like, Mindark needs to increase the drop rate of food containers, to be completely honest. Because, for one, those prices need to come down. Like, seriously, they just need to come down. I know that we're only in, like, what, week 2 or something? Week 3? I don't even know how long it's been. I've been watching a lot of anime lately and cooking. But so that price needs to come down, like, a lot. Because it is an extreme bottleneck. And these guys that are holding on to all of them right now, they need to lose their money. I know some people ain't trying to hear all that, but you know, piggies get fed, hogs get slaughtered, and if you're a hog, you're about to get slaughtered, because yeah, that's just, it's not sustainable. And it's really fucking with the market. But if Mindark doesn't do something about that, I don't know what to say. But there's, in the last since the last version update, there's been a extreme lack of food container blueprints. So hopefully on Tuesday we get some sort of hot fix and they look into that and make it happen. Because most of the drops were on, like, the first week. Like, a good portion of the drops were the first week, and now it's, like, really hard to get anything to drop. And it's like, dude, so some of the prices need to go down on a lot of things, and it's kind of pointless to click some certain things. And let's just go ahead and run, because I'm still trying to give you guys an overall idea of what I've been doing, because I'm pretty transparent about things. I haven't made too much money. Like, granted, I did sell a couple of stoves and a couple of blueprints, but other than that, like, most of my stuff, my stockpile, has been just right here. We have 392 ped of spicy sauce. We have 3,411 Preservo gels. We have 959 Vita Boost. We have 72 ped of Luma sauce. We have 756 ped of NutriPaste. I bought some, by the way. It was super cheap. And we only got 131 ped of food grade plastic because antimicrobial coating 4,423 peds worth, and food packaging at 3,423 ped. I'm extremely bottlenecked without the food packaging recycle blueprint. I can't even touch the food grade plastic blueprint because, like, I have so much of this to recycle, and I need to make more food packaging to get rid of some of the antimicrobial coating. We got about 484 ped of fish scraps, which I don't know if you noticed this, but my shit ain't on the auction house. Entropia doesn't do much to attract new players, does it? When people see the cost to play monthly, they quit. If Entropia was made with fixed monthly costs and let the economy regulate itself, they can make a lot more money because more people will play. I don't know about that, man. You do definitely need some big money rolling in. Listen, just because I dump in a lot of money doesn't mean you need to, right? When I dump in money, right, a lot of it goes to other players, like through markups and stuff like that. You know, it's just the nature of being, right? And we also got this bait fish. 38,000 bait fish that we have not done anything with. And 746 spool cells. And I think the last time I really bought spool cells was at 420, but we have been getting some for market price at 300%. Just a little bit. But hopefully I can win some of the bids down on the lower end, but just to accumulate a little bit more. But I have not really been selling too much stuff. Now, on the flip side, higher level food containers, I actually have a nice stockpile of. Like 157 large food container ones. Large cryo container ones, we have like 571. Cryo container 2s, 301. Snack container 2s, like 103. The only problem is I can't click to get more gastro skill in order to actually make anything, or there are no blueprints available for some of these boxes in general. And that's why we're bottlenecked at food container 1s. There's a Facebook forum? Interesting. If this was fixed monthly, I would quit. Yeah, I could play too much better shit, and not gonna lie, I've been playing EU for 8 years, yeah. Yeah, like the way the game works now is good, but also at the same time, you have a lot of people that can get kind of greedy about things. Which, I mean, in some cases, greed is a little good, and in other cases, greed is really bad. It is what it is. I don't know. I think it's still fun looking at the markets. But as it stands right now, I'm completely bottlenecked until I can get some more blueprints, and I just can't afford to pay too god awful much. Because I have not been making any money other than, you know, just holding on to something that's just going down in value every single day. And because I'm such a boss, I'm going to go down with the sinking ship. But what if I've been telling you guys? I know I haven't been streaming very much, but what if I told you? What happens when I get money? I dump it into the market. When's the next time I get money? Not today. It's only the 10th. We still got until Thursday. Thursday I should be getting a little bit of money from Twitch from last month. And then probably on the 22nd I'll get some YouTube money, about $200. Really hoping you guys were like watching a lot of the content over on YouTube, because that's kind of supposed to go into Spool. But at the same time, I'm gonna rescind that, because until we figure out what's going on with the alts and the botting situation from Mindark, like buying Spool is kind of like not on the agenda. However, I do have some bids up for some Spool. I had like 1,000 ped yesterday, and I just saw somebody with like 100% and a couple bids. I'm like, dude, let's just go ahead and put this at 270. So hopefully I lose those bids. Honestly, that would be nice. I'll get my money back. But I don't know. I mean, I've already dumped a little bit too much extra in. Like, I've already covered the Twitch payout on credit. So I probably should just like chill until the first, honestly. So I don't go too far in the debt. And my marriage is coming up. I'm gonna get married soon. And my girl's gonna be really upset if she finds out that I've put too much money in the game this month. Or last month. Or in general. But I mean, I've been here with you guys the entire time I've not been streaming. I mean, I've been buying so much, like absolutely so much. But I mean, who's to blame? I don't know. I can tell you this though, like, yeah, I'm getting married, bro. I could tell you this right here, right now. Like, I don't think it's gonna crash. I don't think the fishing market's gonna crash, but it is gonna go down, and there are going to be people that are dipping the fuck out. But like I said, the best you're gonna be able to do is to bait fish your own spool and actually go out and fish, and that's just pure profit. Fishing and cooking are more of a long-term thing. Yes, absolutely. I might have gone hard on it, but with these bottlenecks that have formed, like, I'm just gonna take a little bit more of a step back. There's gonna be a spool daily soon. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I kind of want to take a step back. At the same time, I want to keep going in because I want to try to help the free-to-play players, but at the same time, like, the low deposit players can get a lot out of this too. I'm gonna grab a drink really quick, and hopefully it's cold. Actually, you know what? Let me grab my cup and get some ice. Hell yeah. But I am a little bit halfway. I'm like kind of glad that I've just been cooking and taking a little bit of break from streaming. I kind of needed it. At the same corner, I'm like, bro, I need the money. And I was gonna start streaming tomorrow, but like I'm looking at the market, I'm like, oh man. I don't know what to do. Is the market gonna crash? Who's making the market crash? But at the same time, it's like it is going down. But the cooks are making the cooks and the crafters crafting the spool. They didn't price the spool downwards. They matched the price, and I saw that and I'm like, no, you're not gonna get an easy big bunch of profit like that. I'm not here for the people that can afford it. I'm here for the people that can't. And it just made it to where can't even tell who's actually selling spool the right way versus the crafting way, because I'm not supporting the people that have land plots through a lot of their overpriced transgen fruit. Nah. At the same time, it's like there is a gold rush to try to unlock a lot of stuff, but now that it's slowed down to a standstill and a crawl, it's like, bro, what in the world? Now you're dumping fish oil on the market, you're dumping fish scrap on the market, and you're expecting who to buy it? Because I'm here for the individual fisherman. I'm not here for big corpo fucking big money to make more money. Like, nah, bro. Like, I know that sounds like a little bit fucked up, but I mean, I'm not like a communist or anything, but I'm here to support the little guy. I'm not here to support the guy that actually deposits a lot too. Like, I'm here to support the guy that can't deposit a lot, or the guy that wants to free to play and is actually willing to actually play the game via actually contributing to, you know, decay, right? Not the guy that just wants to sell his bait fish every 5 fucking seconds. Every time he gets 100, he wants to sell it instantaneously. Like, no, bro. Like you got money, you can go get a fishing kit, and then you can start selling some of this fish. Hell, you can convert your own spool with that little bit of money that you got, but you still refuse to do that. Well, you know, sorry. Like, I want to support free to play players, playing players, right? That's who I want to support. But I don't want to keep dumping down money just, you know, off the bait fish side of things, because most of my money has been going into cooking. So if you wanted some of my money, you would have had to stop bait fishing and actually fish. And I tried to tell you guys that. But Granny says, weak baby hands will destroy the market for a little. Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm just sitting here just doing my thing, man. But I've also like determined that one of the best courses of action for me is to just chill buying stuff. I have enough stuff in Stockpile right now to keep me crafting if I need to. And this fish sauce recipe right here is huge. But there's a lot of people that want their cooking stoves and they want them cheap as hell. Well, cool, man. Like, if you want it cheap as hell, you're gonna have to click and get the blueprint yourself, and then find out the hard way that these cooking stoves are not cheap. And you're wanting something, because just because it says 50 ped TT does not mean that it should be 50 fucking ped and you pay +1. Like, you can go on with your bad self. Honestly, like, no. And I'm not gonna sell at a loss. I tell you what I will do though. I'm just gonna not sell them and just have them, because I don't know if they ever will implement this. It doesn't matter if they do or don't. If nobody wants to buy these things, which, I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, this amount of money right here would be huge, but I was willing to go down to 2,777, and still no one bought it. So I'm just going to pull it off the market, which we have. It's not. We are no longer selling them. And like, you're just gonna have to get it yourself, because it costs a lot. It has costed a lot. But then again, once copper prices go down, you might be able to get it then, right? And that'll be huge for you. And I'll be sitting on a stockpile of stoves, and hopefully, like, I'll be able to make a cooking station and be able to let you cook on my stoves. That would be nice. I mean, it's just the way I see it. Because I have this sinking feeling that, you know, people are saying that, you know, oh, the cooking stoves, they're just gonna keep dropping until they're worthless. But like, at the same coin, it's like, yeah, take a look at shopkeeper pads. They're still like 3,000. I can't even trade a 109 for a shopkeeper pad. Just saying. And I just find it absolutely hilarious, right? Like, this whole system is mostly to help free-to-play players bridge the gap into actually playing the game. That's what it's all about. Like, everything about this, I mean, it's low TT for everything, and it's all dependent on markup. But the markup is still too high for a lot of people, and so we're just gonna let it slide down. I'm gonna stop my buying for a little bit, because I'm actually kind of good where I'm at, and I'm going to just enjoy the game. And not saying that I won't make any profit, but until I start selling some food, right? But I haven't sold any of my cooking materials, and I'm not going to. But I will be looking for deals and stuff like that. But I need to, like, not spend money. I spent enough. And I pumped in thousands of dollars. I know it's been I know it's been several thousands of dollars just to help stabilize the market just a little bit on the upside, but now it's getting dragged down, and we're just gonna let it drag itself down. So it's gonna be a little bit bumpy until we can stabilize at a lower price point. But stabilizing at a lower price point, by the time it's at that lower price point, I'll probably be flush again. I still can't imagine they implemented this entire system just to replace pills. It's got to be more than that. I mean, yeah. I mean, let me just... Alright, I do have a nice big food collection, and we're going to go take a look at it really quick. We're going to dip out of the shop area. We're going to go to NTI. Now, I'm just going to show you some of this food really quick. Now, I should probably be selling this right now. Alright, let's see. Put all this back in here. And... Alright, this is my food collection right here. We have 25 spicy lampreys, which is lifesteal by 7% for 3 minutes. We got tuna sprint fillet, run speed by 15% for 1 hour. We got 28 of these. Carp heart fillet, we got 22 of these. That's 20 hit points for 1 hour. We have bass skin wraps, decrease critical damage 20% percentage points for 1 hour, 8 of these. Carp Scale Tartar, which is increased synchronization by 30% for 1 hour. That's huge for someone that does a lot of sweating, honestly. The only problem with the Carp Scale Tartar is the fact that this is too expensive to be used right now due to its cost. It hasn't sold any because I haven't put any up, but this is perfect for somebody that wants to go out and swamp, right? They don't get hit, and if they do get hit, they can still sweat, no problem. It's nothing more than a sink chip that works for an extended period for an hour, right? And we got the longmouth sucker fillet, which we need Chud snapper. Which, has anybody actually found the Chud snapper yet? I don't know. I haven't found them either. But we can't make any more of these until that's found. We got the slippery, or preserved slippery eel, which is evade, dodge, and jamming by 14% for 10 hours. We have 10 of these bad boys. Cod fillet, regeneration by 30% for 1 hour. That's the basic right there. I'd love to just grind the shit out of that just for blueprints, but that's not going to happen. We got Pike Jaw Crunch, increased critical damage by 30% for 1 hour. This is equivalently a Diva Stem 5 milligram right here. And it sold for like 30,000, which is 3 ped for one. Base Ice Stew, show harvestable wood within 50 meters for 1 hour. We have 16 of those. Salmon Brain Bites, increased skill gain by 50% for 1 hour. There is a ton of skill juices that make that kind of irrelevant right now. Tasty Swordfish Broth, Lifesteal, 3% for 1 hour. We have 9 of these. Preserved Carp Scale Tartar, increased synchronization for 10 hours. Now this is the holy grail right here for the swunter and the sweater. 10 hours. I'd say for the swunter. And that's huge. But prices on this would need to go like really down for it to be feasibly used by the swunter. And that's not happening right now. Tuna rock fillet, rare mining finds, 5% for 1 hour. We have 15 of these. We also have a bunch available on the auction house right now, but big but, and I cannot lie, I'm selling it for 7 ped a piece. Is my price. 7 ped a piece for increased mining finds for 1 hour. They're in stacks of 10, 70 ped. There you go. Yes, it is expensive, but the boxes that I used were expensive as fuck. I just saw the opportunity to buy some cheaper boxes, which they then raised up a whole bunch more. But I was like, all right, cool. A lot of these foods are used in better foods, though. Yes, that is very true. Some of the foods can't, like the cod fillet. I think that's actually can be used into another food. So there's probably blueprints that require all of these foods, which is why I don't really want to sell these, because honestly, there might be another food that's not been discovered yet that this food can go into. Oh, I got coral fish snacks healed per second at 50. This is Medistem 5. We have 70 of these. Yeah, that's in my own personal like use case right there. We got preserved cod fillet, which is increased regeneration by 30% for 10 hours. We have tasty bass eye stew, 75% to show harvestable wood for 1 hour. Listen, if you guys are not thinking about tree cutting, think about it, because it's nice now. Tasty tuna sprint fillet, increased run speed by 25% for 1 hour. We only got 7 of these. I want more. Preserved tuna rock fillet, increased rare mining finds by 5% for 10 hours. Now, we have actually sold some of these for 20 ped a pop. 20 ped for 10 hours. 20 ped. which is like a third of what the 1 hour ones are. And I went with this amount because it kind of made sense for profit wise, but at the same time it's like some of the higher level stuff that I can click, that I had the boxes for, that I got myself, that aren't dropping anymore. I could justify, you know, going that low, but being that they're not dropping, it's like bottleneck the entire system. And then we got sure harvestable wood, 50 meters for 10 hours. That wood harvesting is nice, but if you just always have your tool out, you can just look and see. They need to improve the harvestable wood visionary range to where, because what this basically does is you don't need to have your tool out to see wood that can be cut, but you still have to hover over it. If they just made it to where you don't have to hover over it and it just pops up and be like, there's a tree right here, then I could justify this as being a good buff, right? That's what the buff needs to do for it to work. Just have it pop up without having to hover over it. But that's neither here nor there. Tasty salmon brain bites, 80% for 1 hour. We have 5 of these. And preserved salmon brain bites, 10 hours for 50%, which kind of goes... We have skill juices still for all of that. That's my food count. I mean, we got a good amount of this stuff. I mean, can you use it while flying? I would think so, as long as you like stay hovered down below, right? Yeah, I really do think that they need to improve the actual buff itself to do a little bit more. Because if you're interested in tree cutting, you're gonna have your tool out. That means that, you know, you're gonna already see all that stuff as it stands, right? So it's like, dude, I don't know. So this is where I like to go to do a little bit of stuff. Let's see. Food grade plastic from oil. We're gonna need a little bit more clickage. Let's see. Normally don't like to do this. I like to normally just buy it from the actual market at this point. But like I said, you know, that's still not going to be good enough. Do another. I want 1,000 clicks. But there might come a time where I'm going to start dipping back into the market. As of right now, I kind of want to watch the world burn just a little bit. All right, so we got the craft going, and then we're just going to close this, throw this over to the side, and then we're going to take this off, toss this down here. This is an expensive ass fucking fishing thing. But, you know, the thing is, like, there is opportunity for a new player for Entropia right now. But you're gonna have to really understand one big huge thing. Don't throw too much money at the game at first until you know what you're doing. And fishing is a lot of profit to be made still if you do everything yourself. But that being said, I mean, you probably should buy the starter stuff and try to watch out for going up in levels for your gear, unless you really don't care. Like, because most of the higher level gear is going to be a little bit extra expensive, and you know, a lot of people want to sell their stuff because the market's tanking right now, and it's kind of funny because the way the market's tanking is the spool is going over the fish scrap and the fish oil. So the spool has not gone down, but it should be going down because of the nature of how people should be selling the stuff. But everybody's like, I want the profit. I want the profit. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's interesting to see. But at the same time, it's like, I wouldn't completely discount fishing right now. It's still at a good spot, even if it drops down 50%. Like, all you gotta do is take out your bait fish rod, right, and just fish for your own bait fish. That's it. If you want to really get the most out of fishing, do your own bait fish. Like, get your own spool. Like, that's all you really need to do. Get your own spool and then actually reel fish for your profit. And that means you can undercut anyone at any time and still make a nice big glob of profit. Not only that, when you bait fish, you're getting fish looter skill, which already makes you a little bit better of a fisherman, right? So naturally, a lot of people are getting their fish looting skill from the codex by just hammering down fishing. And the higher level gear means that they can do a lot more. But if you're like a bait fisher and you can just get a higher level skill that way, and then dip into the codex, you're gonna outclass them in every single way. Yeah, that is true. You do have to have a little bit of money to get started. So you can sell a little bit of bait fish to get your first starter set, and then you can get a little bit of ammo and stuff like that. Now, we are going to be like, you start out with what, 10 ped of spool though? So all you really got to do is just get your first starter set. But a lot of people, they wanted to sell their spool right away, and which is fine, I guess. I bought a lot of it at a pretty high markup. And of course, I managed to piss off some people, I suppose, by buying at the high point. But at the same time, a lot of people were able to make a little bit of extra profit and take the money and run. And but a lot of players, and you might be included in this, guys, you want to stay liquid. Like, you want that ped right then and there. And once you get your ped, you can walk away scot-free. You've just sold all your fish, you just sold all your scrap, and you're starting off with just ped, and then you're just like, well, should I buy some more spool, or am I done, or you know, or whatnot? And you know, that is a part of extraction. That extracts the money out of the market. But that also being said, like, if you are buying into the fishing gear, I wouldn't consider that a full extraction out of the market, but you are definitely spreading that money off to the other parts of the market, which is a good thing. And it's not full extraction. Like full extraction would be like, I'm just here to make some money, and I want to buy a cheeseburger in about 3 months. That's full extraction, but extraction out of the fishing market into the other markets is not a bad thing. But there is a lot of ped sinks along the way. Like, so you kind of gotta like be really careful with buying stuff. But at the same time, like, I'm not saying hold on and go down with the sinking ship like I'm doing. That's just me. Like, I'm here to help, and I find that if I just hold on to every single thing that I managed to buy off of you guys in general, and just hold on to it until I can actually craft that finished product, it's less of a strain on the market. Because imagine if I was to take all the stuff that I've made from cooking and then sell it like right underneath everyone else, dragging the market down even further. Like, I could definitely do that. Like, with all the stuff that I have right now, I could like completely like just drop bombs on the market. But I don't want to do that, because it's going to happen regardless. I mean, what's that Spider-Man quote? With great power comes great responsibility, or whatever. So I would say that, honestly, there needs to be a little bit more control in the downward spiral of the fishing and cooking market. Because it's scaring people away whenever things drop like it's doing. So if you're listening to this message and you are one of the big players in the fishing game right now, and you are trying to sell a ton of stuff, stop. Like, dip that back in to the cooking. Like, dip it all the way back into cooking, and just stop trying to sell some of the common stuff like fish scraps and fish oil, and start accumulating like antimicrobial and food packaging. Like, let the fishers fish and let them sell the common stuff, because if you scare them off, they're gonna stop fishing, because there's not gonna be any money in it. And then, I mean, I don't know, like, I could just be like a little bit paranoid, but I do understand one thing though. The supply is getting a little bit expanded, and I don't think it's purely from the fishing side at this point. I think it's from the crafter side. But I could be wrong. I speculate. I might not know, but it does take a little bit of money to grease the wheels, and homeboy is broke right now. Even though I got like 700 something ped, I'm very fortunate to have that. I've earned that through all my crafting. And let's just take a look. What did I end up getting so far? We are now a level 25 provisioner. It's a lot of plastic clicking, by the way. Level 20 nutritionist and level 14 gastronomer. That's slowly going up through cooking skill alone, honestly. Or food tech. The food tech skill. But some things that I actually do find absolutely fascinating is the fact that some of the fish are going into the missions and allowing people to get blueprints, and that's huge. And some of those blueprints are worth a pretty good amount of money. Uh-oh. Hold up. I don't know why I muted the mic. Haha. It's just a text message. Alright. Yeah, if the fishers can't sustain fishing by being able to sell or fish scraps to keep fishing, that would be bad. Yes. And that is exactly what's going on right now. And, like, if the people that are trying to actually grind out the cooking and stuff like that, the ones that are dumping money, like, into the actual fishing market to buy the materials and stuff like that, I understand that wanting to get things cheaper is important. And I understand that if you want to blockade the market by selling your stuff the cheapest, so you can maybe buy up anybody that undercuts you, I mean, that's a tactic. It's kind of, it might be akin to wash trading actually, but at the same time, I don't think so. Don't get too greedy with it, because like, if I identify a lot of this stuff, I'm not gonna be down with it. Because I want the fishing. Okay, I want it to succeed. And I do know that I have been buying personally at a high rate, and I know that other people have too. I'm sure Nanashana's been buying a lot too. Like, let's just be real, like all the way at the highs, all the way down, just like I have. Like let's just be honest. Like, even if they were like doing the player-to-player trade to get a lot of their stuff, you know, for a little bit cheaper on the way down, they still had to climb the ladder on the way down. I don't think that they were giving a bad deal on the way down completely. Like, it was always maybe under market price. I speculate. I don't know. I have them all blocked, so I don't know. But if they were also, you know, paying that high price on the way down, then, I mean, like, you gotta understand, a lot of people have, right? And I just think it's, like, really important that to the people that are trying to make a little bit of money or make some of their money back, you might have to wait. Because the market, it's very fragile and just can't support too much money going through it whenever there's not enough money going through it. Like, that sounds dumb, but you know, there are a lot of extraction in the market, like through most of the fishermen, like you guys. Like, you'll extract to get your ped, to do your repairs, to buy new gear, or to just, you know, have a little bit of a bankroll. And you know, that is still yet extraction, but you're the fisherman. Like, that's okay. But for the investor types, for the crafters, you know, like the big crafters, they're dumping money in, like, you can't throw it back and be like, all right, I got all this, and then just crash the market, because you're going to affect all the fishers, and they're going to dip out, and that's going to be less supply because it will self-correct, and it will self-correct in ways that you don't want it to, right? Somar says, I'm kind of a bad guy. What's up, Render? At this point, I can barely have enough but rods and attachments when they break. Yeah. But if fishers can't sustain fishing by being able to sell oil or the fish scraps to keep fishing, that would be bad. Yes. And that's the thing. Like, that's why some of the crafters, they need to not throw that shit back. Right? Yes. You can convert all your cooking scraps back into fish oil. Does that mean you should throw the fish oil onto the market, cash out? No. That means you need to take that fish oil and cycle it back into something that needs to be cycled back into. Unfortunately, you're not going to be buying more fish oil while you're doing that, but it doesn't go back into the market, and then the fishers can actually keep fishing and try to sell their stuff. But the problem that we're having is the crafters are throwing their shit right on the market, and it's tanking the market, right? And they're like, oh, somebody's gonna buy it. Like, no, the fuck they're not, because you're selling like a whole shitload of it, and I'm looking at your name literally on the fucking crafting globals on the Nexus, and it's like, you just got like a shit ton of fish scrap, and now you're throwing it all onto the market, and you got that fish scrap through crafting. And to the person that just selling the spool, I literally can see your fucking name getting the big old fucking global saying that you have this amount right here, and now you're selling it for what everybody else needs to sell it for to get by for not crafting. And we're not fucking dumb, right? Like, we can see all of this, and you're being just a little bit too greedy about it. And at the same time, I do understand that there are costs involved, right? But you're dragging the people that we need to play, to pay, like, to... You drag the people that need it the most down when you throw your crafted stuff up for the same price as what they're trying to get it for. Now, if you was to drag the market down and get somebody a deal, or, you know, I don't know. Like, if the spool market was to get dragged down and people could actually buy spool for a cheap amount, then that would be one thing, right? But Solmar says, I'm kind of a bad guy. Was selling baitfish 1.6 per 100. Guy PM me like, dude, I'm selling for 2. Don't be a slave. But I asked him to buy 1.6 from me and sell the 2 to make free pets. He said, nah, I'm a good guy. If you think I sell cheap, buy from me or shut the fuck up. Yeah, see, the thing is, yeah, I mean... Prototype Ninja says, make bait fishing into a spool and sell it for double. Dumb to sell it for under 2 right now. That's the problem, Prototype. All right. That's the big problem, and this is why I'm not gonna call you a bad guy, Solmar, for selling for so low. But your thinking and his thinking are two different things, and that's one of the big problems. See, like, I honestly would have bought your shit and resold it for 2 if I was in that mindset, like, definitely. But that's the thing, like, everyone wants to be like, oh, power to the bait fishers, we're not going to sell for less than 2. Well, I got bad news for you. There are definitely people going for 1.8. But I guess Solmar is like 1.6. And the thing is, it's like, you also got the fact that you can take 50 bait fish. Hell, let's go ahead and buy all of the bait fish off of Solmar for 1.6. And say there's 1,000. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to buy some, or if I'm lucky enough to have a land plot, fuck it, I already have these fruits just available. I'm just going to go ahead and click all these spool blueprints, and now I got all this spool that I got for, well, it was free for me, or close to free. Here's the cost. All right, it's cool. I'm going to make like a big buku amount of profit if I sell it. Well, it looks like these bait fishers that want to sell for 2, well, that's 300% right there for the spool. Cool, I'll sell my crafted stuff for 300%. Making a nice big chunk of change, but no. See, you didn't pay the bait fisher, and you basically got bait fish for super duper cheap, and then you crafted it. I don't know the math though. I'm just saying, I don't know the math, and I might be wrong. Like, if somebody can actually message me, like, the math is this, like, you need to buy the transgen fruits and the bait fish at this, and yeah, you will be making a ton of profit if you sell it at this price. But I don't know. I don't know the actual calculations of all that, but there is still a risk. Like, you're not guaranteed necessarily to do that, but that's why, like, some of these fail safes for price gouging through crafting are kind of like, I can see it being needed, but I don't see it being needed right now. I think that we should still enjoy a high price and still go down slowly, managed, where spool is lower than fish oil and fish scraps, and just keep going down. I like slowly, and try to get more spool at a cheaper price. At the same time, there's a lot of people that don't want it to go down lower than 3, so that bait fishers can sell for 2. Right? Because that's what it boils down to. I mean, the bait fish has to sell for 2 to stay at 3, 100%. That's what it is. But what we're getting is people going lower than that, which is absolutely kind of okay, because that is kind of the nature of the beast. Like, some people are just going to stand here and bait fish. But I don't know. Boopy Dookus, what's up? When people are fully broke, they don't have any ammo but have a lot of bait fish, so better just sell bait fish than you get from free than depositing to buy some ammo. Now here's the thing, like, because this is a real cash economy, you really gotta understand that there's a lot of players that are not just gonna sit there and just give people money like crazy, because there is a lot of cost involved in actually playing this game on the higher end. Like me, for example, if I was going out for my hunts, even with good efficiency and good looter skills, I'm still losing like a decent amount per hour. That's why I'm so into this fishing thing, although I have not made barely any money, but maybe I have. I don't track anything. Right, I don't track it at all, but my actual ped card value change just is listen, when you pay 300% markup consistently, 300, that is 200% off into the ether. That is 200% money just gone, just into the economy, right? And I'm left with 1/3 of that at 300%. I'm left with 1/3 in TT value, and that is the end all be all. Like that's where the value change comes from, right? I'm only left with 1/3, and that's why I track. That's the only thing I track, is what's my TT value. Like, if I had to dip out and be like, hey, Mindark, just liquidate me, I'm out. Like, that's the amount that I'm getting back, right? Now, I'm not saying don't do that, Mindark. Please don't do it. But you know, that's the amount that we're dealing with. and everything else. Like that markup that someone else gets, that's their profit after their expenses, right? And my vision and the reason I am willing to give my money, no questions asked, through the market, is to help you guys have some fun and survive a little bit, right? At the same time, I take higher risk in just sitting on all of my shit and refusing to sell it. And then maybe, just maybe, I might be able to sell this food and get some of that back. But we have other people that are like throwing money at it and bottlenecking a lot of the stuff, like the food containers, right? And they're like, oh well, if you want to click to get your gas roll up, you're gonna have to pay me. You're fucking wrong, bro. I'll sit here until I'm fucking blue in the fucking face. I'm not paying that. But I mean, if you want someone else to go ahead and pay that and get all those discoveries, that's fine. But at the same time, that's not me, bro. Like it's really affecting the market. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, I really do think that Mind should do something to fix that. I'm pretty sure that they are monitoring the whole situation, honestly. And, you know, when it comes down to economics and risk and the fact that you got Mind that can play God, this is why they all have names that associate themselves as gods of yore, right? It's because, I mean, that's their job. Like, they have to regulate things in such a way, but at the same time, like, they do take a lot of laissez-faire. What we got there with us? Oh, you are a fucking saint. Hey, let me go ahead and at least give you my price, bro. Like, that's my price at least. Thank you very much. Domo arigato. Let's see what we got here. Now, that being said, I mean, it's not like a normal, ordinary person like Withers holding on to some food containers, right? It's some of the bigger players that have held on to the food containers and they're not doing anything with them, right? But whenever I get my hands on one, well, let me tell you what I do. Food container 1, we go ahead and get that thing clicked up. Crossing fingers, hopefully we get something good. Cooked on 3, we got 3. And you know me, I don't like to take... Alright, we got 6. Undercooked. Alright, this has been a great run. Perfect. And now we can actually craft up 9 thingies. And let's go with pike jaw, maybe? Slippery... Oh, we can't do that. Tuna sprint. I like this pike jaw right here. We got 18 clicks of this. I'd love to get my hands on some more of these. And we got 3 out of that. Alright, got a food container back. Thank you so much, Withers. This is good to look at. And this is kind of like your odds right here, guys. This is what makes cooking so fucking frustrating. This is the reason I'm not buying that many at that inflated high ass fucking price. This is the reason right here. I know you can see all that. That is absolutely insanity. You see that? All right, we got one good cook, so we managed to walk away with six of these bad boys. But we're all out of food containers, and we only got 6 more clicks of Pike Jaw Crunch. But that's huge. Withers, where are you? Still over here? I know you're over here somewhere. Are you over here? No. Withers just dipped on out. I was gonna give him some of this. But I do want you guys to understand, just because I'm very transparent about the amount of money that I spend or whatever, you know, I'm not trying to flex, I'm not trying to brag, I'm just trying to be transparent and stuff like that. You know, I just, you know, I want this game to succeed, and in order for it to succeed, there needs to be opportunity. And, you know, money just doesn't fly out of, like, come from nowhere in this game. It does come from other players, and that's the important thing that everyone needs to understand. Like, if you see me buying a whole bunch of stuff off the market, and you can get some of that money by actually selling what I'm trying to do or trying to buy. And the fishing things kind of opened up my eyes a little bit about the markups and stuff like that, and exactly how far up you can actually fly markups to actually really generate some actual market demand. Apparently you have to really throw down some money. But does that mean I want to get used to like spending like 300% for something? Maybe not, but at the same time it's like, yeah, maybe. If I sell 100 ped for 90 ped, it's going to be much less than the same people who teaching me how to play. They all would just buy 100 ped for 90 ped for me at the dead end. Everyone's lurking. Don't sell for less than TT value. You play for free with the dividends you get from shares. That's the game plan. Andrea says, I like the real money economy this game has. Entropia is the only game that does that. If people like monthly sub, there is other games for that. I play for free, and I play with the dividends I get from shares. Yeah. I for a game like Entropia, right? If you treat it like a monthly subscription game and you give it a monthly subscription at your price point, you'll be considered low depot. And I think that that's a great way to play. And then you have to make sure you're budgeted right and stuff like that. At the same time, if you go heavy like I go heavy, like you still got to play within a good budget, right? Like there are different play styles for this game. There really is. I'm kind of a sustained, a budget and sustained kind of player with heavy emphasis on markets. I love to see the markets go up and down. I wouldn't say I like to manipulate. I like to actually make the markets. Actually create the actual market from nothing into being something. Like with real actual buying, with real actual stuff. I don't like to manipulate the market with falsities. I like to, I guess, make the market with the truth. Like there's really buying going on here, and there you go. As opposed to, let's just go ahead and take this item right here, turn it into 1,000, and then see people start posting it for whatever the average price is in about a week, like, and laugh at them as no one buys it. I'm quite the opposite. I'm like, let's make a market order or, you know, stuff like that. But the economy is fascinating. It really is. Quake, you have resubscribed. Thank you. Finally caught your stream. How's the cooking going? Yeah, I finally decided to stream, so yeah, there you go. $40 a month, even if I have extra pet at the time you can depot. Yeah, I mean, like $40 a month. That's not bad. They'll give you a little bit to play with. And you just got to make sure you're playing within your means. You know, to lower the bottleneck of food containers, Mindark should consider temporarily removing undercut hits from BPs until there's more supply of them. Or increasing the drop rate. Increasing the drop rate of the BPs. I think increasing the drop rate of the BPs, like, even if they keep buying the BPs at the really high rate that they're doing, right? They'll eventually, like, they'll eventually run out of money. Or the prices will have to go down. But the hoard aspect to the game, like, if you hoard a certain item, that makes the value of, or the drop rate of that item go down. That's one of the prevailing theories. That if that's true with the food containers, then we're cooked. But if they actually make the food containers actually start to drop, that'll get rid of some of the hoarding issue. Because you can't hoard something that's dropping freely. And the only way to really get that bottleneck out of the way is to make it drop a lot more. But that might come. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mindark's monitoring the whole situation. And they're working it into whatever next version update there is, probably coming up in a couple days, maybe. But if it stays like this for another week, another 2 weeks, the market's cooked. Maybe overcooked, maybe burnt. Market will be burnt. It'll be cooked so bad it'll be burnt. Because we're gonna need that outlet soon. And what's this I hear that some players are really upsetting spaghetti at the way the fishing update is. Yeah, they're feeding all this data into the AI to see how much they can squeeze more profits for themselves. I don't know, man. Like I'm at the stage where, like, unless there's like some changes in that food container drop rate, I can't just keep clicking this plastic with no returns. And whenever I go to do some of the other bigger clicks and I'm not getting anything, that's a problem too. But I don't know. Like I keep saying, like I don't think fishing's been fully implemented yet. There's still a lot of things that need to get fixed. How many bait fish do we have so far? I've just been bait fishing. We got 36. I had 36 bait fish. Yeah, it's a good thing that they did fix that bug. But fishing, I think it's still viable, even if the market tanks. Like the only way to really still profit is to just do your own bait fish, right? Or if you have like a sock leader that'll give you a spool for fish or whatever, or spool for fish scraps at a 1-to-1. Maybe a 2-to-1. Pretty sure that'll help, right? I just want my blender for mass fish scraps and a fishing BP book. Yeah. Like there's definitely a lot of things that they can do, but I don't know about some of the. I mean, I get why they put some of those cooking recipes in there that convert your cooking residue into fish oil. Because if you had to just keep buying fish oil over and over and over, it's not sustainable, right? It's just not. But at the same corner of it all, like I don't think that some of the depositing players should be like fucking with the markets too much. Like the three major markets. I don't think that they should be fucking with the spool market. I don't think that they should be fucking with the fish oil market, and I don't think that they should be fucking with the fish scrap market. Not yet. We're still in the infancy stage of fishing, and we're trying to make sure that the players that are fishing are getting at least what they deserve. And you know, I don't know, it's just I don't think that people should be too greedy. At the same time, it's like I get it, you've invested in, but maybe, just maybe, like, take your fish scraps, actually start buying fish and play that oil market. Especially being that the fish sauce recipe should start having people buying actual named fish oils, because with the named fish oils, basically you can turn all your cooking residue into actual regular fish oil off of that alone, and leave the fish oil to the novice crafters that don't even have stoves yet. And I think that that's another bottleneck, is there's still a lot of people that don't have stoves because they don't have apartments, and they don't want to buy stoves because they look at that price tag and they're like, nope, without knowing the big cost that's involved in that. I'm not saying it should be too expensive, but I'm not saying it's cheap either. But they look at the crafting cost and like, no, that should be lower. No, it's not. You're missing the markup cost too, and you're missing the fact that, you know, some of this stuff is just, you know, it's not dropping now. The only issue is hunting. You can get many different items. Fishing is just fish and fish scrap. Yeah, it's quite easy. It's your named fish is the big categories right there, and then you got fish oil, which is all of it, and you got the fish scraps that allow you to get the named fish oils. Like, the market's still not stabilized in terms of there's not enough level 3 crafters And then you have the uber crafters, they're just going deep and all in. I'm like a mid-range, but I know enough to know how it's going to look. And at the higher end, it's like you can really play with the market, but the thing is, the market ain't ready for people to start playing with the market. There isn't enough money yet. Because most of the money is going straight into the pockets of the fishermen as they extract to buy more fishing gear. Or to cash out. And like those are the consumers are the cooks. The providers are the fishermen. And then we got the resellers that are trying to like the resellers, I don't know. I think that they're doing an okay-ish job trying to provide liquidity, at the same time taking a bit of a profit themselves. But at the same time, it's I really think that it's going to be a really rough market for them whenever it comes time to face the actual music of the realities of the system. This system is the most highest profit comes from the lowest individual that's willing to put in the most work. The most work being if you bait fish your own stuff, get a little bit of money, get your fishing gear, and then bait fish your own spool, and then you can sell your stuff at any price, undercutting everybody, and accumulate a little bit of wealth that way to rinse and repeat, and you can potentially just print. And that's the big issue that resellers are like, that are looking at the market and being like, I gotta buy for under market price. There's like a whole army of fishermen that are just like, I got my own bait fish, got my own spool, I got my own stuff. Here you go, Mr. Reseller. Thank you very much for the money. While he's looking at the market being like, oh my God, I really did good. The actual fisher's like, sucker. And then you got me, I'm like, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that. Ha! I'm such a sucker. But I know what I'm doing. I'm just buying it off the market because I don't feel like talking to people sometimes. Like, I don't want to do the player-to-player trade because I'm cooking right now. I gotta close the thing every time for a trade. But nah, like, to the people that are legitimately just doing everything themselves, you're making the money. You really are. I mean, granted, you might end up kind of undercutting even the bait fishers at some point, but you know, you're in the best position because when you get that bait fishing, that skill gain, you just throw it into the water, and then boom, you get that skill gain for bait fishing, which goes right into your looter. You're gonna be sitting the prettiest later on too. Like, this is not a sprint, it is a marathon. There are some people sprinting though, and they are spending money and allowing a lot of people to make a little bit of money, and you got to be there to scoop that shit up. But for the people that are just solely bait fishing, like, you keep dragging down the market and you're not actually playing, and you're not actually fishing. I don't know. Like, I think that there's going to be a reckoning on that. because bet like people are going to just watch the prices just keep falling. Did Mindark ever think about how to earn less money? I'm gonna let you know a little something. Like this fishing thing, you know, Mindark only takes the cut of the decay of the fishing pole, right? Like the players are the ones that determine the markup on all of this stuff. Right? Ryan. Like every single time you cast out, like you're doing really well. Or Mindark's doing well. Every single cast for a real fishing pole, like they make a little bit of money. And you know, it's not too much that they make, but it's the players that are determining the market. But yeah, exactly, Solmar. Like with this update, they want more people playing. It is absolutely true. They want more people playing the game, so that they can make that little bit off of a lot of people, rather than making a lot of bit off of a few people, which is really huge for Mindark. But at the same token, you know, there are a lot of people that are just a little bit too greedy in the markets. But it is what it is. Mindark has already technically massively profited from fishing and cooking since it's all markup based. Yes. Mindark hasn't profited off of the markup though. Mindark doesn't profit off the markup at all, unless it's through market trades, right? Like through the actual auction house, the profit through the fees. But a lot of people, they don't even do the market. They don't do the auction house at all. So there's something to consider that, you know, when people aren't doing the auction house, which is my main domain, if you want my money, you're gonna have to toss something in the auction house. I'm gonna have to like look at it, breathe it, see who you are, see if you're worthy, do a background check, then I might click buy. But I've been definitely depositing straight up ped lately for some of my deposits. Like my ammo counts pretty much stayed the same after Mayhem. I have not really hunted at all. So if I really wanted to get some money, I should probably go hunting. But I don't know, man. Just because the market might seem like it's due for a massive correction to the downside, I wouldn't call it a massive correction. It's been steadily going down, but it looks prime for like a little bit of a micro crash, which it probably needs it, because there needs to be more cooks. More people cooking, more people willing to buy a stove, more people willing to buy an apartment to buy a stove, and people willing to start crafting like crazy. But they also have to buy the fish oil. If there's nobody buying the fish oil, it's just the prices are just going to continue to drop, right? But to the person that wants to play the fishing as eco as possible, through the whole situation, which basically means they're going to bait fish themselves, they're going to supply their own ammo for Spool, They're going to deposit just a little bit or use whatever they have to buy their first fishing set. They're going to fish. Then they're going to go to the campfire and cook all that stuff. Then maybe sell it. And they can literally sell it for like rock bottom prices. But I don't think that they should do all that. The plastic maybe. The plastic might be worth it. But of course, they can always just liquidate at the fishing side and not cook at all. But they're going to be adding to the supply of stuff that no one's buying. Unless a reseller is willing to take most of the stuff. But if there's not any market activity on the auction house side at all, then the resellers are going to get stuck with a lot of supply. And it's not going to be able to sell. And then they're not going to be able to buy anymore until they're able to get some money. So that's why the price will start dropping, and that's where the problem is going to come from. So there needs to be a demand to eat up some of the supply, or else the price is going to drop. And until a little bit later, like I'm pretty broke, so I can't bail anybody out right now, but I'd love to. But after spending thousands of dollars into it, like, where did the money go? I would hope that it went to a lot of everybody. And everybody took their cut. But, you know, with the situation with the not getting a lot of blueprints, right? With that situation in full swing, like, why would I want to go crazy crafting if I'm not going to be getting any blueprints for the cooking containers? That's the only reason I'm really spinning my wheels cooking plastic. That, and to be able to do food container blueprints and antimicrobial, but that costs way too much. I mean, even crafting my own composite planks. I mean, I got like a huge, massive supply of long moonleaf boards that I bought into at 500%, which might actually be a lot cheaper than buying the composite planks at 200%. To be completely fair, because the TT difference. But I don't know. Like, there's a lot of price gougery going on, and at the same time, I'd rather just get my quality rating up on it. But I'm still bullish on the fishing, but I do see it for what it is. It is for free-to-play players. Like, almost the entire system up until like the cooking at the higher levels. But I don't know. Like, there is a massive oversupply right now. And if that supply is not getting eaten, then literally, if the supply is not going to get eaten, then the prices are gonna crash even further. And so Mindark has to get the food containers to drop again. Because if there's no crafting of food at the lower end, then honestly, like, it can't be sustained, because the food needs to start to sell, but we need a stockpile of food to be able to start to sell it. I mean, I got a stockpile of food, but it's not a lot to sell. And I'm not trying to like overprice shit either. But at the same time, some of it, like the mining finding stuff, like, yeah, I'll overprice the shit out of that. I don't mind. So I don't know what the actual stat even does. Is 5% a lot? I don't know. I know I cut trees though. But that buff needs to be reworked. Maybe, yeah, maybe do the highlighting thing of the trees. That would be that would make it have more sense. Japan. My Dark is your children, and you like a grandpa who come to visit them on the holidays and is going back home broke but happy. Yeah. Nah, it's the players. Like, I like to support the players more than anything else. I mean, Mind Arc takes their cut, but like I like to support mostly the like free to play and low deposit players. I don't mind trying to help out, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting some profits at the end, but I mean, it is kind of hard. I mean, being generous in a game like this is rough, because you got a lot of people that are just looking to take advantage, and there are people like that, and you know that's okay. I mean, some people need the money. In a game that's a real cash economy like this, you know, like, the dream is to withdraw some money and buy a cheeseburger, you know. But this is, you guys got to realize that this is still just a game. Like, sure you can, but, you know, in some cases, some people shouldn't. Some people. Phoenix says, it feels like two teams designed the fishing and cooking concepts individually. And there's now an evident gap between fishing and cooking in regards to how they interact directly to the market. Yeah, probably. And that's the thing, like, there is a crafting element to the cooking that crashes the fishing. Like, between the spool cells crafting, that kills bait fishers. And then you got the fact that if you get kind of lucky, you can like crash the fish oil market. And if you get kind of lucky, you can crash the fish scrap market. Like, bro, what? Like, seriously, like, bro. Like, and that's where we're at. Like, some people have unlocked the blueprints that will allow them to do such a thing. And it's like, yeah, I don't know how to, like, go forward from this, but once I figured that part out, it's like, oh shit. Like, it's been like a few days, I'm like, oh shit. Well, okay. Now what? And then once I figured out that, oh god, fish scrap is a thing now, you can get fish scrap globals, this is not good. Then I look, and lo and fucking behold, somebody that is on that market for the fish scrap is selling fish scrap. I'm like, yeah, bro, no, don't do that. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that to the fisher guys, man. Don't do it to them. Like, take that shit the fuck off. Like, invest in buying people's fish and juice them with that fish scrap instead. How much was the global? Let me catch this fish and let's find out. All right. So it's this right here. So we got fish scrap crafting. I don't know what kind of blueprint it's involved in or anything like that. It could be off the spool. But you got Hank McHammer, which has been putting things into the market. He's probably responsible for a lot of it. Haven't really seen too much from Nana Shana though, which is nice. We got Strash, Jack, like you got a 487 ped Hoff 16 hours ago. 58 global for fish. Now look, I don't know exactly what's in this blueprint at all. Like they could be like making a loss on some of this, but whenever you see a nice big fat global like that, it's probably not a loss, but I don't know. I just know that to take all this fish scrap and just throw it right back on the market expecting people to buy up a big chunk of it. It's like, no. Like, I would much rather have a lot of it be going into, let me hide myself. Maybe hide this so we can see. But yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of globals. There's just not a lot, right? We're only looking at this, and this is, we're at the 90 days. So we only got like 9 globals here, right? Well, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 globals for fish scrap so far. And this is not good. This is not looking good for the market. If it keeps going this direction, it's not going to be good. Now, if it's a limited blueprint, then that might be one thing. If it's an unlimited blueprint, then that's a completely different story. But at the same time, it's like the market cannot survive a lot of this at all. Not right now. Like it's too, how you say, it's too small to absorb that without tanking the market. And if their goal is to tank the market, then they're going to do a great job at it. And what that's going to do is it's going to turn people off. They're going to walk the fuck off and stop fishing altogether. And you don't want that. Because what's that gonna do? Oh, well, if people walk away from fishing, well, all that fishing gear, that markup, it's not going to sell. Most of the high-end fishing gear, done, over. Because people look at it and they're like, okay, well, there's no money in this anymore. At least not by buying the actual spool. There's just nothing there. And we got this right here. Hank McHammer selling his fish oil for 100 right here for right under 300%. We just looked at Hank McHammer. So for 294, blockading that whole thing. I mean, granted, you know, you can just probably just go right over that, not even worry about that, skip them all together, and just start buying all the smaller stuff. Like, who's this? Oscar Nozabora? I mean, cool. I would buy that. Well, who's this? Cerberus? I've seen him around. Is it Purple Rain? They're just trying to scratch and survive in good times. Tom Mike Spina? I mean, some of these are reasonable numbers, but we still got this. I mean, there's like a lot that's just not being sold on the market. There's a lot more going on in the player-to-player trading realm. And then we got fish scraps. And it's the whole cheaper than auction mentality that's also dragging prices down. Look, we got fish scrap. Look at that. I mean, we got ZZ. I mean, he's not even in the he's not even in the fish scrap global board. So most of this stuff he's probably bought or fished for and collected from all the other guys to try to see if he couldn't sell it all down. But that, I mean, that's too much, too fast. And then you got this person trying to post under him, which is, you know, kind of reasonable. I mean, and you got like you know for a fact that this guy right here, he's just trying to sell his scrap after fishing all that much. You know, it's like we got it. Like everything's here. It's just it's getting dragged down by big orders. You know, and some of it is reselling, buying from player to player and then throwing it up on the market. But the like, I ain't got the money. So now everyone's that been going too crazy. I don't know. It is absolutely just ouch. Because unless there's money to replace this, the price has to go down. Yeah, exactly. Prototypes like if there's no money in the market and it's not liquid, then we're kind of at a stage in the game where it's like, ouch. See, look, I mean, the spool prices, if you used to just buy spool off the auction house, then you're already cooked. Spool sell, $274. Fish scrap, $262. You're cooked. Fish oil, $284. Now, if you actually take your own fish scrap and turn it into a named fish oil, you might do well for yourself. But at the same corner, it's like, damn, dude. Fish oil. Please show me the entire thing. All right, so what we got here? Go with hold up. Wait a minute. All right. Let me throw this over here really quick. We're just gonna grab everything. Where's my fish sauce? Fish. Why do I keep doing that? Oh, there's a reason I can't just pull it up. Cool. We have to be somewhere else. Cool beans. Well, we got well, might as well just keep cooking, right? Fish oil from residue, go. I'm drying up. Alright, so we got carp fish oil. Let's try to find this. Salmon, bass. Tuna. We got cod yet? Nope. Cod, carp. Where's the eel? Got the eel here. There's a sturgeon. Sturgeon. Catfish. Wow, that's... I'm gonna let you guys know that unless, oh wait, did I just see it? Where is it? Where is it? Swordfish. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's one last one, right? What are we missing? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, does it? Got the catfish, sturgeon. Okay. Doop-be-doop-be-doo. Carp, eel, tuna. Pike? Do we have pike? Nope. There we go. So this is what we're looking at right here. Swordfish is the biggest bottleneck in the fish sauce recipe. People, I'm telling you, I can't maintain and sustain buying it at that high ass price. Sturgeon has been going down, but it's really dependent on the swordfish oil at this point. But all of these, when you take into account the spool, let's see if we can't move this over just a little bit more. All right, cool. So we got 274. Now your named fish oils are now above the fish scrap and the fish oil. So having your fish scrap be lower, and the next cooking round, which should be kicking off here pretty soon when more people have the stoves and more people are actually clicking on fish sauce recipe that takes all the fish oils, then you will see a resurgence in fishing. And the thing is, like, if people are actually still converting their fish scraps into fish oil, they're just going to start losing their money. But until we start actually seeing some extra better demand on these named oils, which we should start seeing, but we're not going to start seeing it until the food situation, the food container situation is going to be relieved. Like this, it's confusing how the market is, but yeah, we got pike. We got pike. We don't. Yeah, we have pike right there. So I don't know. I mean, the fish scrap going down in price might be a good thing if you're going to focus in on this market right here, but stop with the fish oil, because these named fish should be the end-all be-all of what you should be selling at this point. Like, don't convert anything back into fish oil. And I mean, honestly, if you really want to, buy up this fish scrap. If you want to make the market play, if they want to just dump fish scrap onto the market, buy it up. And then start looking for all of these fish and make sure that this markup right here stays higher than the fish oil, and everything should be fine. Now, a lot of codfish has been converted into fish oil. You can kind of tell that codfish is turned into fish oil. You do realize that the moment the fishing or the food container situation is alleviated, codfish is going to skyrocket. So yeah, like the way the cooking set up is, and this is why it's not good to do dumping of fish scrap and fish oil right now is a bad thing. Later on, it'll be a good thing. Right now, it's still a bad thing. But if you want to get ahead of the game, buy up the fish scrap. Full stop. Buy it up. But being that they're wanting to get rid of this stuff right now, and I don't know, there is the chance that because we need the swordfish to go down and all of this to maintain a higher stance above fish oil, including codfish, this is still going to be where you're going to make your money in the named fish oils. It's going to come to a head here pretty soon. These are going to start stabilizing and getting a little bit more expensive. But right now, like, spool cell and fish oil and the fish scrap, very, very sensitive markets. But like I said, this right here is going to be the saving grace. Now I still got some fish sauce recipes that take all of these oils in one click. But after selling one for 50 ped, I pulled off the other ones. I'm like, yeah, no. Because, yeah, it's like, hell no. I'm not trying to just give this shit away for fucking free. But I still got a few. Is fish sauce used in most of the end product food? Yes. Yes, it most definitely is. Fish sauce is used in everything. Then you got spicy sauce, which takes pike, I think. Loomis, which takes something else. I mean, I think we are good on the cooking right now. Kind of. So you got Loomis sauce right here that takes sturgeon, right? So this is why the sturgeon should be staying stable in price, because you got Loomis leech and sturgeon. So you use up the sturgeon really easy on that. A lot of people are probably not making a lot of fish sauce with all these BPs right here, because most of these BPs are like pretty cheap. Fish sauce recipe, yeah, 200%. It is what it is. But there's a lot of people not clicking these, so it's pretty cheap. But you got spicy sauce, which is pike fish and fire root globules. But as you can see right here, you got food container ones, but you got fish sauce. And see, the thing is, it doesn't take a lot of fish sauce. It doesn't take a lot of NutriPaste. It doesn't take a lot of Vita Boost. But I'm really thinking that there might be a change in a lot of these blueprints to where they take a lot more. But you got to also understand that when these do take a lot more, you're going to get a lot more food to drop. Right now it's like what? Maybe 3 per click that you'll get. Well, let's take that out of the picture. All right, so on something like this, yeah, this catfish steak is a little bit deep. But you got this, you got tuna fish oil, NutriPaste, spicy sauce, Loomis sauce for tuna sprint. There's no fish that goes along with this, but you're looking at the, like maybe 3, maybe 2, and some cooking residue or something like that. Some tailoring residue that comes too. Like, I don't know, like you'll get like a few, but if they actually up this a little bit and make the food drop a little bit more by upping the material cost, you'll get more food out of it. I don't think they want to do that, but I mean, I'm looking at like, Jesus Christ, our spicy sauce is huge. We got 39,000, like 392 peds worth, and tuna fish oil that's neither here nor there. But Loomis sauce, we got like a good portion of that too. I don't know. I don't think that all of the cooking and like it still needs to be a lot fine-tuned. Like I think they're going to fine-tune a lot of it, but I don't know. If the food containers don't go down in price, then this does not work. But if they keep the food containers doing whatever they're doing and they raise some of the materials used to where it drops more food per food container, then that might be another fix for the situation. But we got like a lot of stuff right here, so like I don't know. It depends on what MindArk wants to do. But the sheer simple thing is right now, I would stop doing fish oil. Stop converting shit into fish oil. It's not needed. And just have people start clicking on stuff that revolves around this. But the entire market's probably going to tank. I don't know. It is really just rough to speculate, but it's just damn. All right, the big problem for me at the moment is the price for spools. The markup is higher than the markup for fish oil. If you sell, you lose. Not a good business model, and that's a problem there. That's why I'm literally saying that if you really want, and here's the thing. Like, I want you to take a good long look at this. Bait fishing goes into fish looter. Fish for your own spool. Like, seriously. Like, if it's too expensive on the market, and listen, it is definitely too expensive, because you got some people that don't want to go lower than the actual price, but they're sitting there getting all the bait fish skills, but they refuse to actually reel fish. When if they did actually get off the bait fish line and actually reel fished with their own like money, like they would actually literally like be making and turning in a lot more bank than actual bait fishing. Yeah, tree cutter does go into fish looter too, because it's resource gatherer. Resource gatherer actually goes into something else goes into fish looter. It has to be something else. But a little bit of tree cutting probably does, most definitely. It might be the resource gatherer, but might not be. I mean, it could go in at a small rate. But it's probably like biology or something weird like that. We'll just have to wait. Yeah, it's probably the biology. But if you bait fish, I'm telling you, your fish looter's going to go up too, and you're going to be able to fish for your own spool, and then you don't have to worry about the markups. It just becomes all profit for you, and you get your looter up. So maybe take that route, because the people that are just selling their bait fish for extraction of wealth, they're not actually playing into the market. They're just bait fishing, and then they're going to sell the bait fish for money. I'm sure there's a few of you that don't want to hear that. But at the same corner, you'll probably do a lot better if you get off the bait fish, let the supply dry up just a little bit, and actually reel fish with your whatever profits that you've been making this entire time, and play the game. And you're still going to be in a good position as a free-to-play. But for all those people that are just taking a look at the market, buying the spool at the current price, it's like, was this crafted or was this actually converted? So I don't know. Like, I've been kind of wary about the spool market for a quick minute, especially with the botting issue and the fact that it has attracted a lot of new players that are just looking for just to make money. And while I don't mind helping out a little bit, I also like, most of my money is going into cooking, and if you want any of my money, you're gonna have to actually fish. But now that's coming to a close for a little bit, but I don't know. The only oil that's worth anything at the moment is swordfish oil. It sells at a high markup. I know that because I'm the one that's propped that market up probably the most. But I might not be. I bought a lot of swordfish on the open market. Probably to whoever you're selling it to, person to person. But I don't know. Like, I've bought a lot. I mean, I got my quality rating on my fish sauce blueprint, which takes all of the fishing oils to like almost 80%. So I've been clicking that a lot. So there's no telling how much swordfish oil I've bought off the open market. Now, I have had a few people in my sock bring me some swordfish as well, and I've been using some of that, but not at the same rate that I've been actually buying it. But I'm telling you, I'm kind of like closing it down right now and letting somebody else take over the market for a little while, because I've spent so much money, like so much money, and kind of need a break from buying stuff. I just want to try to see if I can accumulate a little bit more money before going deeper in. Maybe start fishing for my own shit for a little bit. Because I'm still in a fortunate position. I still got a pretty nice universal ammo supply. And with every clickety-clackety of all this, we are definitely getting some goodness. Looky there. But in all seriousness, like, some of this cooking does need to get picked up by other people. There's a lot of demand for probably a good portion of this. Like, if you want to fix the market for everyone else, start buying the fish oil and start crafting with it. That'll help. But a truly speculative play right now is to take the bet of that fish scrap at that low markup that they're just giving away. You buy that shit the fuck up and you sit on it until you see what happens with the named fish oils and see if you can't make some money off that. Now, that being said, if there's nobody willing to craft the fish sauce blueprint, then that speculative play is out the window. So I don't know. Give me a second, guys. I have, what is this? Is this Arby's? What? I have Arby's? How did she know, man? She's so smart. The girl's one of the smart ones, man. Man, I am my cupboards are bare as fuck right now. But yeah, definitely like try to fish for some swordfish. Like straight up, like it's needed. 'Cause that's the one bottleneck. Like, you can't click the fish sauce recipe without it. And if people aren't willing to pay the big price for it, then I don't know. But I'm sure that there are some person-to-person traders that are selling it to people, and they're still clicking it. It's just when you look at the market, it's like it's not moving. as good as it should. So I don't know. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Guess we can do some of this. Ooh, yeah, I got the gyro, man. But I don't know. It's just been really fascinating looking at the entire market for the last couple weeks. While I've been just sitting back cooking. Been watching a lot of anime. The only downside to it all is I haven't been streaming, which, you know, is a big cut to my actual profits. Which most of that streaming has been going into the game anyway. So I wouldn't call it profit. Let's just call it extra expenses to cover expenses. But I don't know. But if you want to help, all you gotta do is just watch the YouTube. I'm always over on YouTube. Even when I'm not live, I'm over on YouTube. There's so many videos over there. But I'm just saying, guys, there's still a lot of profit to be made in fishing, even if the market collapses. I'm pretty sure that there'll still be a demand for cooking. Right now, it's being bottlenecked, it's being hoarded. I don't know, but some of the expenses do need to go down, either to get more people crafting, but I don't know how far down it's going to go. I don't, but if it goes too far down, fishermen are going to stop fishing. Because it's not going to cover the cost of the fishing gear. But I'm pretty sure like the starting fishing gear is probably going to be like the saving grace. You can catch a lot with the starting fishing gear. Like seriously. There's a few different lures and everything. And just go to my shop and get something. Hell, even on the auction house, it's selling for pretty cheap. And then you also have the fact that, you know, some of the daily fish, if you happen to have extra ones, you can always sell for a certain price. There's profit all over the place for fishing. So, I mean, there's still a lot of fun to be had. I wish I could fish a little bit more. But but rest assured, though, I'm here to tell you, once I get my money back up, if the market is lower, I'm going to come in and swoop in. I'm going to buy everything that I possibly can, just to provide enough liquidity. And I'm going to be really picky with who I buy from. But right now, I don't know. Try to survive until we get some more money in. Now, if I happen to sell some of the blueprints that I'm selling right now for a little extra or whatever, let's take a look. We still got some stuff on the market. I had to take all the melee and throw it up on the market. A bunch of it sold, a bunch of it didn't. Whatever. But we got the personal cooking station going for 210 right now and bid only for the next 2 hours and 20 minutes. You too can own a 103 cooking station, which is good enough. You know what? If one of you guys in the chat wins this, I might throw in the actual one of the spares that I have. So I have 2 fish sauce recipes right here, right now. Which is a level 3, which you can use on this cooking stove. The lowest this blueprint got was like 54. And the moment that happened right there, I was like, nope, I'm taking them all off. Because I had a couple. Like, I had like 4. So I sold it for that much, and I guess somebody resold it. And I don't know. But I got lowballed really bad. I think I also sold this for that much too, which was good, but then I got lowballed, and then I don't know what these are, but it's not me. But these fish sauce recipes, like, I got the first one lucky from probably a fish oil from residue 1, maybe, or maybe it was a 2. I got 1. But the fish sauce recipe, if you click it, you get more fish sauce recipes. Like, it's one of the standard drops. I also get some of these too. So, and it's, you know, you can probably make a little bit of bank clicking on that. But after that 50 pet hit, I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I'm pulling this stuff off. But maybe I might throw in a fish sauce recipe if it's one of you guys that wins it. But of course, you need your own apartment or an estate to be able to use a cooking station. But God knows what some of the other crafters that have a lot more unlocked than I do, how many of these recipes, how many of all these recipes that they have that they've just not been selling or tried to sell, but for like really expensive. I don't know. I haven't really been paying too much attention to the blueprints at all. But I got a lot of recipes right here. I mean, I've been buying a lot at like 1 ped, and whatever the max price that they set it at, that's under 1 ped per click. But just been accumulating as many as I can. Unfortunately, with the food container situation, it's hard to do it. And plus, some of these materials are really hard to get a hold of. Pulsating snapper is not that bad, but I need cryo 1 container. I think I can't do preserve longmouth because it is too high level. Well, not too much higher level, but cryo container 1s. I don't know. But I'll tell you right now. I've bought a lot of these, and a lot of these were given as gifts from you guys as well. That helps lower the cost, which I appreciate a lot. It's a lot of money that I've spent on all of this, and you know, to have donations from you guys has been huge. But don't put yourself out on my account too much, you know. I'm just accumulating as much as I can, and hopefully I get to use it. But we'll see where it all goes. Man. Whew. Well, it looks like, let's see. Taking, hells to the yeah. So I don't know. Is the market set to crash? Probably not. Like, there's going to be something that saves it. There's going to be something that saves the market. And of course, you know, money comes, money goes. But just understand, you can survive this coming market collapse. And everything's going to be fine. The sun's going to rise and everything's going to be A-okay. Right? So don't worry about it. Everything's good. Man. So delicious. But I'm just gonna be cooking. I guess what would be like fishing. I gotta try to find the damn chud snapper. That's gonna be fun. But I really just kind of want to wait until Mindart gets back into the office and fixes whatever's going on. We'll probably have to do a version update first. So I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. 3 hours. I like to stream a little bit longer, but I'll come back and stream later. Probably tomorrow. Well, for the fishing, I just catch and sell. I've been doing okay, but it has slowed way down. I got like 100 fish to sell. Yeah. As the money dries up just a little bit. Like I've been driving a lot of it, but I mean, not driving a lot of it, but without a way to make the money on the opposite side, which I have some food that I can sell, but I just don't want to sell it until I know I got a good supply of food containers coming in down the pike. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, let's see where we go. But you know, if once I get a little bit more income, once I sell this stove here in a couple hours, I don't know. I might buy some more stuff. I am pretty low on fish oil right now, but I also don't know. Because there is a little bit of fuckery afoot due to the nature of the higher level cooking recipes or whatever. Just don't know what is going on. Which is why I want to get more blueprints, but I can't get more blueprints because they're just not dropping. Even the unlimited blueprints off some of the antimicrobial and the food packaging, I can't get any more blueprints out of them. They just don't drop. It's just very annoying to me. So I'm a little bit behind on the cooking, and I keep pushing in to try to get more of the blueprints to drop, but every single time I do, I'm just left with more stuff that I can't do anything with. And I'm stuck. Like the food containers, I have so much. Antimicrobial, still got a lot of that too. It's like I need that recycle thing or something, because I can't just keep pumping money in. I need to recycle some of it so I can keep going. Like, I don't know. But I'm still catching up on some animes, which is nice. And I'm going to probably kick rocks for a little bit. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and just let you kind of know what I'm seeing on the market side of things. And this food is delicious, by the way. And I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say I could be wrong. It's not like I'm too smart. But I'm smart enough to get by. But yeah, I'm still hopeful. It's just right now, if you want to make sure you're getting your profit, make sure you're actually bait fishing your own spool, and you can just bypass all the bullshittery that other people are doing and just make your money that way. I think that's probably going to be the correct answer. We'll see where the markets go. I don't know. It'd be very interesting. But I need to get my money up. That's what I gotta do. I gotta get my money up a little bit. And we'll see about a later stream. All right, that's it. I'm just repeating myself over and over. I'm out. We're gonna raid you off to somebody. Who should we raid you off to? Oh, I know. Go show J. Dre some love. Arby's. Like, share, and subscribe. Watch some YouTube and make some comments. We need your support. Alright, bye.